How will the Miami Dolphins and Quinn Ewers respond after last week's beatdown? All right, so the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in town this week, taking on your Miami Dolphins with just 2 games remaining on the schedule. We are at the tail end right here. Pretty much nothing else to play for, but the Dolphins still give you something to kind of look forward to, and that is quarterback Quinn Ewers. We're going to see what he's got after his first start, which I thought he did decent, let's just say. I saw a couple good things out there. I'm not going to get carried away and say that, this guy's the real deal. This guy should be QB1 going forward. I will say, though, I got to give credit where credit is due. There were a couple plays, particularly in the first half, that impressed me. I thought there were things that he could probably build off of. Listen, I've seen quarterbacks go out there on their first start and absolutely stink up the joint. So the fact that Quinn Ewers was kind of solid, there were a couple things that caught my attention. I got to give him credit for that. He finished 20 for 30, 260 yards, threw 2 interceptions. One of them wasn't even his fault, so I can't even fault him there. And arguably the other one wasn't his fault either. But I will say this. The Dolphins have an opportunity here, and Quinn Ewers, to now look at that game tape from last week. You got a full game under your belt and see where you're going moving forward. You're going against a team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who honestly give up a lot of yards in the passing game. They're actually better against the run than the pass. So Quinn Ewers is going to have the opportunity to kind of show us if there's something that he can build on and we can build on as a team moving forward. I think Devon Achane is going to be the one that's going to have his work cut out for him. I really understand that, looking at these numbers, the Bucs mindset, they're in must-win territory. They're going to absolutely try to stop the run. So what will Quinn Ewers do? Will he impress us? Let's see. But let's talk about this game. So you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 7-8, coming off a loss to Carolina, which was absolutely huge for them. I mean, a big blow. They're in absolutely must-win territory. They have to win their final 2 games to make the playoffs. They take on Carolina to end the season. Must-win territory here. Now, they don't have to worry about travel because they're going from Tampa right to Miami. But Baker Mayfield, I was looking at his numbers. I could not believe what I was seeing. This was a guy who was mentioned in the MVP consideration throughout the first half of the season. The dude absolutely fell off. Now, granted, he lost Mike Evans. You got Ibuka down. You got Chris Godwin down. You got Bucky Irving down. These guys are just battling injuries. But, man, I look at a guy like Baker Mayfield, and I think of a guy who absolutely just delivers in big games, big-time moments, kind of puts the team on his back. Did you know Baker Mayfield only threw for 200 yards one time in his last 6 games? The dude is struggling. He's only thrown for 200 one time in his last 6 games. Granted, they're taking on the Dolphins defense, who isn't too good now, so he's probably going to have his big game, but that is something to note here. All right? You got a team that's fully healthy, though, in the Tampa Bay Bucs coming in. They got all their guys back, and they're absolutely desperate. They know they have to win this game, so you're pretty much going to get, the best out of the Buccaneers. Now, you thought playing Cincinnati was bad last week. Cincinnati didn't have anything to play for. They were out there just having fun, and they still put up over 40 piece. I cannot even imagine what the Buccaneers are going to come out and do to the Miami Dolphins. I hope the Dolphins are ready because you're going to face a team that is absolutely hungry. But this is good because I want to be able to see how Quinn Ewers plays against a team like this, plays against a team that has something to play for, plays against a team who is absolutely physical in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm freaking excited for that. Now, the Dolphins, on the other hand, all right, they're coming in 6-9. You got a new quarterback under the helm. The Dolphins don't really need to win this game. Why win this game? You win this game, and then it'll tank your draft position. There's no point to even want the team to win this game. And I know that, I want to pump the brakes there. I feel bad saying don't root for your team to win, but there's bigger things at stake as of right now. If we were still in contention, I'd say win. But there's still something that the Dolphins are giving us to watch this game. And that's, as I mentioned, Quinn Ewers. All right, he's got a full week of preparation. He already played a game. He's going against a hungry team. Like, this is where you're able to kind of see even more what you have in Quinn Ewers. Now, I still think that even a 3-game sample size is not enough. I mean, I was looking at it, and I feel like for me to get a full evaluation of a quarterback, I need to give him at least a full season. So what I'm hoping to see is that Quinn Ewers shows us enough to enter next year as the quarterback one and us to get a full evaluation. The reason I say that is because, to be honest with you, the draft class the following year, not this year coming up, the year after, that's the quarterback class that I want to dip into. You got about 5 to 6 quarterbacks that are coming out that I truly like, and I think they're going to be freaking special in this football league. The ones this year, you only got guys like Mendoza, and you only got the kid out of Oregon. I don't think those two guys are really that amazing, to be honest with you. And those two guys are obviously going to be taken before the Dolphins even pick in this upcoming draft. So I want to see Quinn Ewers show me enough these final 3 games, get the starting job next year, and then we'll be able to see, all right, is Quinn Ewers worth it here, or do we go and pivot and get another guy in the next class, which I rather do. The good thing is Tua's days are done here. And that was long overdue. I mean, the dude absolutely, I mean, I've talked about him so much that I'm tired of even talking about him. That his time is done. Let's see what Quinn Ewers has in this game. This is going to be a very, very telling game because the last game of the season might not mean anything for the New England Patriots. We'll see. But as of right now, this game right here, you're really, really going to see how Quinn Ewers plays against a playoff caliber team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, as I mentioned, they are better against the run. So Devon Achane is going to have his work cut out for him. Let's see. I'm sure he'll still find ways to deliver. Like, the dude is just a freaking beast. Other than Quinn Ewers, though, I will say, as bad as this Dolphins season has been, those defensive tackles, those young defensive tackles have shown me so much to look forward to. I'm talking Zeke Biggers. I'm talking Phillips, who I don't think he played last week. And I'm talking Kenneth Grant, our first-round pick. These are guys that honestly have had shaky starts to the season, but they've really, really been turning it up. And I really, really like what I'm seeing from those people. And there's a few bright spots in this Dolphin season. And I have to give it to those DTs because I've seen the improvement in those draft picks. And when you hit your draft picks, you really can go a long way in this league. Something that's rare for the Dolphins to do. But when they get it right, you got to give credit where credit is due. Jordan Brooks is another guy who I got to give my flowers to, man. I cannot believe he was a Pro Bowl snub. I'm sure he'll be fired the hell up for this game. I believe he made it as an alternate, but ultimately not picked like originally, which is just crazy. Leading the league in tackles, and the dude is an absolute difference maker. But predictions. I think the Tampa Bay Bucks will come in and beat the Miami Dolphins. As I mentioned, you're talking about a team who absolutely is in must-win territory. I think they get the job done. They don't have to travel. They don't have to worry about all that. I think they lay a little beat down on the Dolphins. I think they score 31. And I think the Dolphins score 17. But hopefully we can see at least 2 passing touchdowns from Quinn Ewers and some positive spots. I want to see this team play competitive. You're going against a hungry team, and just give me some positives that I can build off. Show me something, Quinn Ewers. Listen, I'm just glad that we get to see somebody new out here. That's not Tua. So hopefully he shows us some improvement, something that we can build off of. I'll be keeping a close eyes on those defensive tackles, as I mentioned. But there you have it. I will be here to recap our game and then talk about the following game the next week. So keep it locked into my channel, subscribe to the channel, and hit the thumbs up button to support. Catch you guys next time.